Hey, how you doing? It's DecepySwag, and today we're going to be talking about the Arcystem Works newest fighting game, Marvel Tokon Fighting Soul, and how, believe it or not, this may just boosted the chances of us getting a brand new installment in the CAPCOM vs SNK franchise. But before we get into that, as always, if you're enjoying the content and you're possibly new, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and don't forget to tap that bell icon. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about why this new Arcysys announcement is a blessing in disguise for us Capcom SNK fans. Before I get into connecting the dots on how this new Marvel fighter has anything to do with the CVS3, I first need to give a rundown on what's going on, set the table kind of thing. For those that don't know, Arcysys recently revealed their latest project they've been working on in collaboration with Marvel and Sony, and that being a brand new tag fighter dubbed Marvel Tokon Fighting Soul, which, by the way, real quick, I don't like the name. It's a lot to say, it's kind of a lot and cumbersome and stuff, so going forward, I'm just going to be referring to it as MTF. It's a lot easier for me to say, and I don't want to bite my tongue through this video, alright? MTF got revealed during Sony's State of Play, and a lot of folks were both excited, shocked, and also confused. That confused part we'll talk about in a bit. For the first time in a long time, there's a new Marvel tag game, going on nearly 10 years since the last one, that being Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which came out back in 2017. To say this made waves throughout the fighting game community would be an understatement, sporting the signature Arcysys look with the very anime heavy style and flashing design, and also introducing to us the idea of a 4v4 tag fighter. All in all, everyone in the scene was hyped from this reaction, and I'm sure you've been seeing a ton of build-to-roster videos, wishlist videos since that announcement, which is dope. I'm happy to see this excitement sweeping from both new folks to even OGs of fighting games, especially the Marvel vs. Capcom heads. I always get this warm, tingly feeling when I see folks really happy and amped for something. However, with all the excitement and tweets and posts and whatnot from people giving their reactions and feelings about this new Marvel game, there's just one thing that's kind of the elephant in the room, and that's, this is a new Marvel tag game, but it's not made by Capcom. Remember, earlier when I mentioned confusion among the reactions folks had, this is where we tackle that part. For anyone that don't know, all of the Marvel tag fighting games have been made by Capcom for decades, going way back to the 90s, and ever since MVCI, people have been waiting for a brand new Marvel vs. Capcom game, Marvel vs. Capcom 4 specifically. And now, yes, we do have a new Marvel game, but for one, it's only Marvel characters, which isn't weird or unheard of. We had Marvel Superheroes, which is an old Capcom arcade fighting game that had entirely Marvel characters, so again, not bizarre. But the second thing and most glaring is that, remember, this is an Arcysys developed game, not Capcom. This isn't Marvel vs. Capcom 4, and so with that comes, as I said, confusion. It's an odd feeling seeing a Marvel tag fighter and not hear the Capcom Presents tagline with it. Like I said before, folks have been waiting on a new MVC game, and with Street Fighter 6 going into its third season, everyone has been thinking, well, only logically their next fighter would be a new Marvel. Capcom is doing better than ever with their games. Look at the new Monster Hunter series setting records, the Resident Evil franchise putting out bangers, and the most recent announcement of RE9, plus other announcements of games like Okami 2 and new Onimusha. The Capcom of today is far different than the one of MVCI and Street Fighter V era. Couple that with Marvel and their new Ultimates comic book line that's been popular, and also the Fantastic Four movie that's coming out soon, as well as a Secret Wars and Doomsday film, one would think, okay, cool, it's time for MVC 4. But that isn't the case. Now the question becomes, well, what now for Capcom?
Capcom. This is the tournament for the new Millennium. You'll experience the most exciting battle in history. Let's get ready to battle. Feel the intensity when power and technique collide. Crush the competition. A battle beyond your imagination. Let the martial arts madness begin. 2001 is the year we make contact. Welcome to the revolution. Capcom vs. SNK 2. Millionaire Fighting 2001.
Full transparency, I personally am not into tag games that much. I don't dislike them by any means, but they're not my first go-to. I'm more into the team format of games like KOF, Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, or more like Tekken Tag series. When this new Marvel game was announced though, I was hyped alright. Hell, I was extremely happy seeing this, but not for the same reasons other folks were happy. No. See, the moment I saw the trailer and saw it say Arcysys was working on this, I instantly had a big grin on my face because my CVS3 agenda stocks, we just skyrocketed. See, last year I made a video called Why CAPCOM vs SNK 3 is coming sooner than you think, which, by the way, do me a favor, check out that video. It's really good. I did a good job on that, one of my faves. And in it, I went through and laid out the timeline and events that leading to a possible CVS3 in the future. The only thing that was a slight wrench in my idea was the possibility of Capcom making another MVC game. But with this Arcysys announcement, the chance of an MVC 4 just plummeted. But the chance of CVS3, it just went up even higher than before. See, Capcom and SNK have been real buddy-buddy over the years, and that's extended into being buddy-buddy on a commercial level. Exchanging characters in each other's games, i.e. Terry and Mai in Street Fighter 6, with Chun and Ken in Fatal Fury, the re-release of their collab games starting way back with the Neo Geo Pocket games coming to Switch, then the release of SVC Chaos, followed by more recently CVS 1 and 2 on the fighting game collection from Capcom, and other stuff from interviews and comments, yada yada, you get the idea. Point is, it has been extremely obvious that the relationship between these two has been very positive. And of course, me being a fan of both companies and a fan of their collab games, I and many others thought naturally that a new collab game must be in the plans down the line. Only problem is there was also being the possibility of Capcom doing an MVC4, which, had that happen, could have pushed the CVS3 further down the line in terms of happening. Now, I want to clarify that just because we have this new Marvel fighter doesn't necessarily mean Capcom will never make another MVC game. It just means it won't be happening anytime soon. But again, doesn't mean Capcom won't make another MVC game, just more than likely delayed for a period of time. Luckily for us though, that means that's one less major fighting game for them to be making, and one more reason why Capcom vs SNK 3 is bound to happen. Most likely towards the end of Street Fighter 6 and Fatal Fury's lifespan. Also factor in things like Art of Fighting, but we really don't know much about that. SNK haven't given us much details, and at the time of this video, I'm guessing that's still in the planning phase, so no real movement probably has happened with that on a major scale to even factor in. That I'll talk about in another video down the line. But that leaves only one question left to be asked, and that's what are your thoughts? Do you agree with my idea of this new Marvel fighter from Arcysys having an impact on a possible CVS3? Are you excited for a Marvel Tokon fighter? And would you like me to cover the game? Like I said, I'm slightly interested and have ideas for characters that would be cool to include, so let me know. Overall, it's a great time to be a fighting game fan, whether it's 2v2, 3D, tag, whatever you want, there's options. But as always, I'm DecepySwag. Till next time, peace.